Thank you. Next question.
Right. Is it wrong for ladies to braid their hair, leave alone the young man?
Is it wrong for what?
Wrong for the ladies to braid hair.
Or to braid? That's a debated question, debated text. 1 Peter chapter 3, I think it is, verse 3, and 1 Timothy chapter 2, 9 and 10. The braiding of hair back then is not what people do today. The braiding of hair back then included a lot of metals and gold and whatever else in your hair to draw attention. That's what the historians say, those who study, the cultural historians who study lifestyles back then. It is not the same of what people do today with braid. Now, you could do the same thing, but just to braid your hair is not considered by the church as a sin, no. Now, when I was a boy, men never braided their hair. Never. That was a woman's thing. You couldn't walk into a church with braids. Let me digress a little bit. Women wear high heel shoes. Am I right or wrong? Do you know high heel shoes were first worn by men and women took it over? The Persian Empire, its army had a cavalry back in the 16th century. They had a cavalry, which meant you fought from a horse. In order to fight from the horse and shoot your arrow, you had to be sure you didn't fall off the horse. So they wore long heels so the foot would not slip out of the what's that thing called? The stirrup. So they wore long heels. It became a fashion statement there. Now, a few years, at some point, some Persian ambassadors went to England or to Europe to get military help. And they were wearing these high heels. The Europeans had never seen that. They were fascinated by high heels. Then the upper class, because they were worn by ambassadors, the upper class started wearing high heels. Then it moved to England. There are actually pictures of British kings in high heels. Then women started to wear them so that they can look powerful. There were actually laws passed to forbidding you from wearing a certain height because the highest heels were for kings. Nobody's listening.
All right now.
Then the fashion changed as women more and more wore these heels and men stopped wearing them. Then the heels came back as a popular thing back in the early 20s, I think, the early part of the 19th century, when this thing called pin-up pictures were made of movie stars, pin-ups. They were wearing high heels, and so it swept the nation again. Now men wear low heels, women wear high heels. High heels were first worn by men. Women took it over. So when a woman in high heels tell me, thou shalt not wear that which pertaineth to a woman, then I say, wait a minute. You are wearing that which pertaineth to a man. Are you with me? All right. Why did I say that? Okay.
You're talking about the braid for young men. That's what you're talking about.
The what? Oh, braids. There's no text that tells a man you can't wear braids. Again, the question is, why am I wearing braids? Is it to follow fashion or for the glory of God? Why am I wearing braids? Why, as a man, am I wearing braids? Is this for the glory of God? I was in a certain country speaking to young people. You may have heard this story if you watch my videos. A young lady was present a Sunday morning, lovely young lady. She had a big hairstyle, big. I call it an eagle's nest. And that next day, Monday morning, I was doing one-on-one counseling. So I told them that Sunday morning, look, pick your dress for the glory of God. Pick your hairstyle for the glory of God. Pick your career for the glory of God. Whatever, if you cannot say this is for God's glory, don't do it. The next morning, I'm doing one-to-one. She had signed up for one-to-one counseling. When she came in, I didn't recognize her. What do you think happened? That big thing was gone. It was not her real hair, you see. It was add-ons from cows and camels and whatever else. It was gone. I said, what happened? She said, after what you said yesterday, I realized I did this for my own glory. She took it off. Never put it back on. I was in another country speaking, week of prayer like this. And this man came every night with dreadlocks. You know, Rastafarian, reggae. I never talked about his dreadlocks. I talked about do it for the glory of why are you doing. You know, why is a very troubling question. We don't like it. God said to Cain, why are you troubled? Why? God said to the disciple, Jesus, why are you troubled? Why do thoughts arise in your heart? And to Cain, why are you upset? So I was like, why are you doing that? Why? When the morning came for baptism, he decided to be baptized. When the morning came, he went to the back of the church. He thought he went to change, which he did. He came back. The braids were gone. He cut them off in the changing room and came out looking like a different person because he had to confess to himself, I did not do this for the glory of God. It was just for me. I met a young man, nice fellow, we were at school together. And he told me his hair was his God. He was a rapper, braids and whatever else. You know, people try to look rebellious. Much fashion is rebellion. Then he met Jesus. He said after meeting Christ and he had to change his ways, the hardest thing for him to change was his hairstyle. But he finally cut it off. All I'm saying is this. Were you thinking of God when you did that? His glory. If the answer is no, don't do it.